Hi, my name's Elaine. I'm a stage 4 colon cancer survivor and I process things through words. So I wrote a poem on the 1 year anniversary of being diagnosed and I hope it helps you. I'm going to share it with you. I have to put my glasses on because I'm over 40 now and I can't see. It's called Happy Anniversary. Normal knocked at the door. I opened it, but didn't recognize her at first. She was clothed differently, had on makeup and new hair. She looked good, but different. She was the new normal. I let her in. She promptly went about opening the blinds. She made the bed, did the dishes. The house had been missing her touch ever since it happened. As she moved about, things began to appear normal. 1 year ago it happened. Life shattered and she left. Normal left. Sadness, depression, and fear took her place. Today was the anniversary, and none of them remembered. I looked around the house as she cleaned the countertops and took out the ironing board. The front door opened and closed briefly, and I glanced back at the bedroom and instinctively knew it was Sadness who had left. The room seemed bigger with him gone. Normal tidied up and made the bed. Depression eyed me from the office, clutching his eviction notice in one hand. Normal walked over to him and relieved him of the stack of bills in the other. She began to file them. He quickly backed away from her and grabbed his ratty coat from the chair. He too walked out the front door. I jumped, startled from the loud slam. I looked down at my feet, and there was fear. Clinging to my ankle like a small child, she wiped a tear from her cheek and pleaded with her doe eyes. I shook my head. No, you have to go. Normal smiled at me from the perch near the file cabinet. She nodded in approval. I walked to the front door, slowly, as my ankle was weighted down with fear, sobbing quietly and clinging to it. I reached the welcome mat, and I told her she was going to be okay. Normal was here. The new normal. Things would never be the same. But they would go on, and they would be good again. Fear looked up at me. I knew she believed me. She got up and opened the door, and she turned one last time, knowing she was no longer welcome and somehow comforted in that. She left, softly closing the door. The new normal began to clap her hands. She was applauding me for my efforts. Well done, she said. I touched my face. It felt funny. What was that? I was smiling. The doorbell rang. I quickly glanced at the door and then at Normal, throwing my question at her silently, and she only shrugged and smiled. Sunlight greeted me, covering their faces for a moment, and as I fully opened the door, I saw them. Old friends. Happiness, health, bravery, contentment, and strength. My face felt funny again. I reached up to touch happy tears and rest my hand on my crooked grin. Happy anniversary, they shouted. I stood there holding a single green balloon Bravery had given me as he came in. Like a small child, I looked up at it in awe. They made themselves at home, Bravery in the recliner, Happiness arranging the flowers she brought. There was no celebration of the anniversary of the shattering. There was just getting up and going on. I had survived the first year. There was Normal again. I looked at Normal across the room, knowing she'd invited our friends, and I mouthed to her, "Thank you." Do you have a shattering event in your life, whether it's cancer or some other traumatic event? I hope that you can find your new normal. It was 3.5 years of treatment before mine came, but it did come. And I know not everyone receives their healing on this side of heaven, and then those of us who are left here to deal with it, it's really hard. But we can honor their legacy, and we can get up and go on with our new normal. I say at the end of every video, please advocate for yourself. Get that second or third or seventh opinion. It might not be cancer, but whatever it is, you have a right to be well.